have ordinance 092-401. It's an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of Brunswick, Title 2, Administration and Personnel, Chapter 2.64, Department of Police. This is in reference to some updates. Do any of my fellow council members have any questions or comments on this particular ordinance? So before we open the floor for public hearing on this ordinance only, I would like to ask Mr. Shambi to talk a little bit about this specific ordinance.
Yes, Madam Council President, members of council, this ordinance O-09-2401 simply updates our section of the revised general ordinances that talk about the police department. As you all are aware, we used to be served by a director of police, now we have a chief of police. The ordinance didn't reflect either or. It's been amended to so reflect the chief is in place or the director. And some of the other sections just cleaned up some language while we were at it to make it consistent.
Thank you. So at this time, we are preparing to open the public hearing on this ordinance only. You have up to 5 minutes per person, one time up. If any member of the public wishes to address the council on this ordinance only, please approach the council.
Good evening, Council. Charlie Prattville, New Brunswick today. I guess I wanted to ask why this is being done now.
So shall we?
We periodically review ordinances to make sure they are up to date. The police department is charged with that task as well as the law department, and we cooperated and finally came to bid that we introduced.
Thank you.
Thanks. And just to clarify, there's no change to the qualifications necessary to become the head of the department?
Not to my understanding.
Okay. One suggestion. I think that we would all be better served if the police chief came to these meetings from time to time to give updates and information about what's going on in the department, both in terms of the crimes that they're investigating and also what they are doing to be better and to serve us. Would you be open to including that under, I guess, Section 1? We have what they shall do. Could you put that in there and say, from time to time, they shall come report to the City Council on the department's activities, or
Mr.
things like
Clark,
that?
as you know, we have a good representation of the police department here at every meeting. Captain Hoover is here, so I'm pretty sure that there's anything that it has to be shared with the public. Captain Hoover is here and will do so. So it's up to you. So at this point, we do have representation of the police department.
Understood. I think in the past, we've had situations come up where the representative has not been able to answer certain questions. I'm not speaking specifically about Captain Hoover, but I remember Sergeant DeFalco was here. We were talking about a quadruple shooting, and we weren't able to get current information on that because the appropriate personnel to answer the questions were not here. I would imagine the chief would have been able to answer that question about the quadruple shooting. And I think that, frankly, the way the meetings are run currently, unless someone calls on the captain or the representative, they don't give any kind of report or they don't give any kind of update. I would like to see that done without people having to ask, and so I'm asking you to put in your ordinance that the police chief attend from time to time and give updates and information about the department's activities, and I don't see why that would be controversial. I think that's what's done in many, if not most, other towns, and I think given the role that the police play here and the seriousness of the violent crime problem, it would be entirely appropriate to do it here. Would you consider adding that to your ordinance?
I will not speak for the whole council. I would ask as a consensus, but I tell you right now that we do have representation. But thank you for your comment.
Yeah, no disagreement. There's a representative here, and I'm sure if called upon, he'll do his best to answer any questions that come up. But again, I'm asking for proactive reporting.
And I just answer you that I am not talking for the whole council. I'm asking consensus if in the future that could be done. But again, we have representation here, so I don't see the need for it. Since I'm not just one person, we are 7. I would consensus with the council.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is you're going to pass the ordinance as is, but you're going to approach your colleagues and consider supplementing the ordinance in the
In
future.
the future, if it's needed.
All right, well, I think it is needed, and I hope you do that. Thank you.
Anybody else on this?
Yes, Danielle Moore, I would agree with Mr. Charlie Criderville due to where, I have to say several times, due to where ask questions, due to where Captain Hoover is not available to answer any questions, due to where, just like you say, sometimes where a question will not be asked at now, due to where we wait later down the road and still continue waiting on questions to be answered by you or Captain Hoover, due to where I would like to see that most definitely, due to where the head chief of here, New Brunswick, after what I'm seeing, due to where, like I said, honestly, I don't trust anyone really from New Brunswick Police Department after, like I said, what I'm going through and what they're hiding, and I will get to that due to where, when it's public comment, but due to where, yes, I would like to see the chief here to answer due to where, what certain laws are, due to where too many officers said did this, that's why who's in charge of the training, due to where one officer will say, oh no, this is the law, and no, another officer will say, oh no, it's okay to do this, due to where, like I said, it's only been maybe about a little over a year that Captain Hoover has been with the meetings, due to where, he was trained by J.T. Miller, who surely wasn't a good captain either, but like I said, honestly, I have no trust in New Brunswick Police Department, but to get certain questions answered, I agree with Mr. Criderville that we need someone in charge here, due to where, like I said, too many officers have too many saying too many things on law, where one will say, okay, yes, this is the law, and someone else will say, this is the law. And just as well as I told you, with you council members, where I think you need to have a meeting and get together with your head people of police, due to where, wow, how you'll say this is, an ordinance didn't pass through, due to where the New Brunswick Police Department said, oh no, this is the law. Just for example, due to where Mr. Anderson said, oh, there never was a noise ordinance. But does New Brunswick give out tickets to certain, I'm not going to say certain people, due to where, yes, I see more black people getting tickets for a loud noise ordinance, where you said it, what was it? $400, $800 for loud music? So that's one thing I think where you really need to get a meeting with the head captain, the chief, all of them together, due to where you're saying what's not going through to an ordinance, but what is New Brunswick Police Department telling the residents, and what are they being charged with? So please, I hope you do get together and have a meeting together of what is the law, due to where, like I said, I've been a resident here 47 years. And like I said, due to where, too many different laws being said through this council and through New Brunswick Police Department, and it needs to be put under control. What is the real law? And thank you, I hope you will look into that.
Yes, Mr. Councilman Anderson.
Since you did bring up my name, I've never said that the noise ordinance doesn't exist. I said that the decibels are different after 10 o'clock. But the noise ordinance is 24/7. The decibels go down. That's what I said.
I will find the recording for you. That is not what you said.
Thank you. Yes.
Question, do the police chief live in New Brunswick?
Are we able to answer that question, Mr. Shelby? Or is he required to live in New Brunswick?
He's not required to live in New Brunswick, he or she.
Yeah, that wasn't the question. As a former police officer, it not only would be good for the community to have the police director or chief live in New Brunswick, and so we can, so he can get a feeling of New Brunswick rather than coming from the outside. Because I live in the city, it's not normal, you know. So just having the police director come in from someplace else, chosen for whatever reason, but the shoe would fit better. You know, if he was living in New Brunswick, it could make a difference and be closer to the community, would show some type of positive feeling about how we feel about New Brunswick, that it's not just a job, and somebody's getting paid, what, $220,000 a year? And they should have to show what they're doing for that money. You know, and I know you're sitting there, and I didn't mean to say anything, but I don't want to, I'm just viewing these meetings. But believe me, I have a lot to say about New Brunswick.
Anybody else wishes to address the council on this specific ordinance only? Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second.
Councilmember Castaneda?
Yes.
Councilmember Gaskin?
Yes.
Councilmember Secor Ludwig?
Yes.
Council Vice President Anderson?
Yes.
Council President Escobar?
Yes.